Hi there, welcome to Law of Accountants. This is a quick video just on reconciling customer payments that have been made to you where either they match the invoices or sometimes where they don't match the invoices and the reasons that can be and how to deal with them in your account. So let's dive right in. So here we have Magma Industries Xero accounts. As you can see, they've got 5 invoices waiting payment and every 6 payments. So we'll click on reconcile to reconcile the items that we've done. Now, Xero will automatically try and reconcile an invoice to a payment. It's always worth checking that this is the right invoice, and it's getting a lot better at recognizing the suppliers to the invoices. So we have hot stuff systems, and it's reconciled the payment. If you want to check that it's different, click that blue link, and it will bring you all the invoices that are available. And as you see, there's nothing matched. So we're just going to pick up this invoice here and match that. So there's our first invoice reconciled from the payment. Now they've made a second payment, but here they've overpaid by a penny. This is quite a common problem, and you'll find it more and more often with what happens with customer payments. Now in this element, it's because of a slight error. So this isn't a client overpayment as such. So as such, we can match it against the invoice. So if we do invoice 2, and we've matched it there, so it's still showing that this is out, we can then make a minor adjustment here. So this adjustment comes in, and it's for 0.01 penny, and everything matches, so now we can reconcile that payment. Now they've made a payment through their card system, through our card system, and that money has been deposited, but they've deducted a £5 fee for the card system. Now, if you've got Xero integrated with payment systems such as Stripe or Go Cardless, they will automatically deduct the fees and reconcile the amounts using a separate bank account. This is quite common practice for those companies, and they integrate with Xero well, and they're the payment providers we recommend from a reconciliation point of view. But if your system does not do that and it has taken the bank payment out, here's how to deal with it. So here we have Hot Stuff Systems payment, and we'll match, and we can see again this invoice that they've paid, number 3, was £240. So here we go back again down to the adjustment section, and we can add a bank fee. Now we'll describe that. We'll put the supplier in this case will be Stripe, for example. And it will be a transaction fee, and the account code will be 404 bank fees, which is not no VAT, that's an exempt expense, so always make sure you're putting that in. Now if you enter 5, that's when it comes out with the bank fee and matches that there. So now we've reconciled that. So the next payment that Hot Stuff Systems have made is that they've paid invoice 4, but they've paid it in 2 installments. This could be common for projects or where you take a deposit on an invoice. So here what we do is we match. We pick the invoice that we want, which is there. Now it's trying to match 120 to 240, and it obviously doesn't come up yet. So we say split, part payment, £120, split. And that goes through, and it's okay. Now here's the important thing. It's important now to refresh this page, because this page was loaded and all the transactions and invoices were loaded at the time when the page opened. Now we've processed some of the transactions, some of those existing invoices will be on there. So it's good just to hit F5, refresh the page, and now you can see it's matched through to that part paid invoice for £120, and we can clear that off. So that leaves us with the last one, where the customer is accidentally overpaid. Now, it's important to note that you're not allowed to keep this money and just say, oh, well, that's fine, I can pretend it's ours. You have to make efforts to contact the customer to say that they've overpaid. What you do then is up to you in agreement with the customer. So you can either hold it on account ready for further payment, or you can refund it back to them, and we can go through that there. So here we have this payment here, and we need to match it with our one remaining invoice from Hot Stuff Systems of £240. We then need to add a new transaction where we've received money. Close that. Now this is not a direct payment, this is an overpayment. So here we are, put it to Hot Stuff Systems. It will keep it on the accounts receivable, that's fine because that's our debtors ledger or accounts receivable ledger. For £10, we save that transaction, Oh, sorry, let's put a description in. So invoice overpayment. Now this could be where you've taken a deposit but not invoiced the client as well. You can use this system to do that. So we save the transaction. And now we've got our payment for the invoice and our overpayment, and it's now sat there. If we now go to Hot Stuff Systems on our contact, there we go. I'll find it there. We'll go into the contacts and customers. And here we have Hot Stuff Systems here. So now we can see they owe minus £10. So we've got showing an overpayment that's there, and that's it here. Now, similar to the previous video about supplier overpayments, when you go to view, you can then decide to refund the client directly, at which point you put the date that you're paying the client and the bank account that it's coming from, add the refund, and that will reconcile with the payment then you receive it. However, the other way of doing this is that you may want to hold it on the account and leave it later for when you re-invoice them. That's perfectly fine to do so if you've got the agreement of the client. So if we have a new invoice, and that's going to Hot Stuff Systems, we've done it today, and the due date would be the 25th of December as per their credit terms. It may be different for your suppliers, and it would be Marketing Systems, £200. So that was our invoice that we've processed before. When we approve this, Xero now tells us that there's £10 in outstanding credit. Would we like to allocate the credit? Now, if you wanted to, you can just allocate that there, and it's perfectly fine, and everything will be done. I'm going to skip the step just so you can see. Now with Hot Stuff Systems, it's shown as only £230. We can now allocate this overpayment if we wanted to directly from here, and we go to the overpayment, and in the overpayment options, we now have allocate credit. And when we can go into the screen, allocate that, add on. That will be if you've got an overpayment and you've got other invoices that you want to hold that against, or it covers a multitude of payments. That's how you deal with all your customer payments. Anything else that you need, please give us a shout here at Lava Accountants. We'd be happy to help you and give you a proposal for doing your services. Thanks very much.